No silly intros today, because this is serious. It's us, Gencler, in second on goal difference, playing Galatasaray, who are top of the league. This could be a crucial game in deciding where this season's title goes. Let's do it. Hello there, everybody. Merhaba arkadaşlar. Welcome back. Tekrar hoş geldiniz for another episode of Breaking the Big Three. This is out a bit later than normal. I had to skip my Friday episode this week due to various factors, mainly work, plus the kids being off school for holidays, which cut into my recording time, so I'm sorry about that. Hopefully this episode's going to be out on Sunday, my usual Sunday episode, and then we'll be looking to get Wednesday and Friday episodes out later in the week. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the table here. As I said in the intro, it's us and Galatasaray now. We're locked in together on 52 points. Just look at that. One goal is separating us in the goal difference standings. Konyaspor 4 points back. They've already played this weekend, so a win for either us or Galatasaray is going to open a bit of a gap. 3 points on the losing team and 7 points on third place. So this really is a crucial game, and after this, only 7 matches to go. So let's have a look how we got to this point. Of course, the last time you were with me, we had a bit of a disappointing episode, a draw to Başakşehir and a defeat at home to Konyaspor, affected a bit by those ins and outs, mainly outs during the January transfer window. After that, 0-0 against Samsunspor, who are down in the relegation zone, so that was a bit of a disappointing result. But then you can see it's all green in the league from there. We're on a 6-match winning streak, a 7-match unbeaten run, and that has helped us rise to the top. So the games we had a 2-0 win over Adanaspor. Gerrit Holtman, who has really come into his own now that he is the first choice pick on the left wing. I'm not rotating between him and Berke Inal anymore. He's just there playing on the left wing, and he's really tearing it up. Goals and assists all over the place. Love it. Then we travelled to Kasımpaşa, ground out a 1-0 win. It was a late goal, and it was a youngster, Tarık Ceylan. He did then, after this game, get injured, which seems to be a bit of a recurring theme for my young strikers this season, but we'll just have to manage. Ankara derby over Osmanlıspor, and this was a fairly straightforward win. As Gerrit Holtman again, he wrapped things up late on after Samet Kilic and an own goal had set us on our way in the first half. We travelled to Fenerbahce. Now, normally this would be one of the most difficult games, but something has happened to Fenerbahce. They are yet again, second season in a row, they're struggling in the bottom. That's a German football team, isn't it? In the bottom half of the table. We went there. I still went with a counter-attacking formation because I noticed Fenerbahce, and maybe this is their problem, they're still playing with quite an attacking formation, and they're using all the fancy roles. They've got a Trecaroista in there, they've got, inside forwards, and they've got Mazalas and all that kind of stuff going on in their team, and it's just not working for them. And their right back had a nightmare in this game, so I set it up to exploit the left flank, and Gerrit Holtman did exactly that. You can see with a 9.0 there, he was just on fire. Set up 2 goals for Fatih Aktay. After this match, Fenerbahce sacked their manager. And who did they bring in? Who did they bring back, I should say? Well, my Turkish viewers and fans of Turkish football will know what I'm talking about here, but once again, Aykut Kocaman. Aykut Kocaman managed Fenerbahce in real life, I think from 2009 to 2013, something like that. He came back in 2017. I think he's the manager of Fenerbahce when you start a new game on this version. He got sacked in my game, in my save, after about 18 months, and now they've brought him back. It's like, I guess there's no one else. Then we had Trabzonspor at home, and we ground out a result again. Evren Şengül, who, if you remember, I signed him for £5.5 million last summer. He scored the goal. It was Gerrit Holtman who set him up yet again. And Evren Şengül, he's been a bit of a revelation. He's really come into form on the right wing, and he, in the last set of international fixtures, picked up 2 caps for Turkey. So, great. And then finally, Gazi Shahir. We travelled down to Gaziantep, and now we beat them, of course, quite easily in the Cup 6 round, and this was no different. 4-1 was the final result. Fatih Turk, the right winger, because Evren Şengül was suspended, he got a brace. Ranti came in for a bit of match fitness, and Mohammed Yusuf, the young Egyptian, also in for a bit of match practice, and they all seized their chance with goals. Speaking of the cup, I did mention the cup. There, Besiktas, we knocked them off in the quarter-final. 2 exciting games. We won 3-2 at their place, and then 4-3. 4-3 at home. We were cruising at one point. I mean, look, you can see there, early goals. Evren Şengül, Gerrit Holtman. Again, 2 early goals. Gerrit Holtman made it 3-0. Then they came back. They got it to 3-3, but then we responded nicely. 2 minutes after they levelled, we made it 4-3, and then we've played the first leg of the semi-final. Again, I don't know why this happens, but the 2 legs of the semi-final are spaced apart quite significantly. It's like 7 weeks between the games, but we travelled to Istanbul again, and we got a very good result, a 1-1 draw with Galatasaray, our opponents today, so there could be a cup final on the cards yet again. We'll see. Let's get into today's match. There are some other things to update you on with little bit of transfer news and youth player intake, but I'm going to do that after this match. Okay, so let's have a look at our team today. We've got the Hoff in goal. We've got Claro and Özgür in the centre of defence. Ahmet and Escobar in the full-back positions. Kajar I've brought back in, 34-year-old Kajar, just because we've got a couple of suspensions. Guidelay's out. Isa and Samed completing that midfield trio. Evren and Holtman, who else would it be, on the wings, and Fatih Aktay up front. Okay, so Galatasaray going quite defensive here. Look, 4-1-4-1. I guess they're going to be looking to hit us on the counter, so we're going to have to watch out for that. Team talk then. I agree with the assistant manager here. Let's say pick up where you left off. I'm not going to further complicate things with individual team talks. And is this the time to be asking me about a lone player? I don't think so. All right then. You know, it's right before a top of the table clash, biggest game of the season, and they used the tunnel interview time to ask me about a youngster who's out on loan and has just signed a new contract. Like, okay then, let's have a look. A corner, what are we going to do here? Samed with the ball, and Fatih Aktay. Oh, come on, Fatih, you can do better than that. But, oh, there we go. It doesn't matter, we get the goal anyway. Kamal Isa has scored a great start, fantastic stuff, and I'm going to have to tell him to concentrate after that. But really, Fatih Aktay, I mean, great first touch, but he should have done better there. But we managed to keep hold of the ball. Lucky bounce to Isa, and we get the goal. 1-0 up early on. Let's check what's happened to Ahmet. Oh, his potential hand injury. He can continue playing through that. No problem. Okay, is this going to be a second? Holtman's got it. And yes, it is. It's Holtman again with the assist. He is an assist machine. And Samed, who's also been fantastic this season, going from strength to strength. He's now, alongside our goalkeeper, the Hoff, he's rated as a highly influential dressing room leader. So, got to keep him happy. Evren Şengül wants to come off. Okay, well, you can stay on. Bruised knee, you can play through that. And, oh my lord, what is going on here today? Look at that, Gerrit Holtman with a header. Absolutely fantastic. We're 3-0 up after half an hour. Wow. So Ahmet whips in the cross. Holtman was just unmarked. Free header from the penalty spot. All right, we'll take it. Let's just hope we can close this out. Remember, I did tell you in the wrap-up of the games leading us to this point about that cup game with Besiktas where we were 3-0 up and they pegged us back to 3-3. We did win in the end, but, you know, always got to watch out for complacency in these kind of games. Normally, if we were 3-0 up and cruising at home, I'd say I'm very pleased, but I'm going to stick with don't get complacent because I don't want them to get complacent. All right, let's see what Galatasaray are going to do. I'm sure their manager must have had a go at them at halftime. They're sticking with that 4-1-4-1. I mean, it's obviously not working for them, but they're sticking with it. Okay, it's been a fairly quiet... Oh, there was going to be a highlight, but my encouraged shout seemed to nullify it. All right, well, it's been a very quiet... Okay, Holtman, we've got to take him off. So we're going to put Milinkovic on in the left wing role. He's going to play as an inside forward. I don't really have anyone who can come on for Ahmet Oğuz, but it's hand injury, so we'll just leave him be. Okay, just one sub for now. Is it going to be 4? Yes, and I think that was Lucas Claro, centre-back, coming up for the free kick, who got quite an easy goal there. Galatasaray, what is going on? You're not top anymore, are you? Okay, let's make Let's make another sub. Let's make another sub. What are we going to do? Let's bring on this guy. This was the one signing we made towards the end of the transfer window. Pim van der Gen, who you might guess from his name, is Dutch. He's better suited to advanced playmaker, so we'll let him play in that role. Give him a bit of big game time. Okay, here we go. Evren knocks it up to Fatih Aktay. Brings it into the middle to Isa. Ooh, rough tackle there from Galatasaray. Are they going to hit us on the counter? No, they just went with a hit and hope long ball. Ozgur easily collects. Milinkovic plays it into Van der Gen. Up to Fatih Aktay. Back to Van der Gen. Threads the ball through to Evren, who has a nice little shot. Bit of ball juggling there. Bit of showing off. But, you know, that's what you do when you're 4-0 up against your closest rivals. Isn't it? I'm going to take Evren off, actually. Not because I was, you know, annoyed by his juggling there. I just want to give Fatih Turk a bit of a run out, even if it's only 3 minutes. And we're going to close this out with a victory. And are we going to keep a clean sheet? Hopefully. Don't let them get a consolation. Anything that'll, you know, give them the slightest bit of confidence. Fantastic, fantastic. That's got to be up there with our best performances of the season. We completely delivered on the day. And I'd always love it when this happens. A big victory, 4-0, and 4 different goal scorers as well. Fantastic. So we're going to passionately say, I'm very pleased. Alright, so obviously that's the exact result we wanted. That's put us 3 points clear. It's done wonders for the goal difference as well. Now we have a 7-goal advantage over them, so it's going to be interesting to see how Galatasaray pick themselves up from this. Our next game is against Bursaspor in 7th, again at home, so we'll be looking to continue our winning ways there. Fade to black. Be right back. But welcome back, Tekrar Hoş geldiniz. Before we get into the Bursaspor game, just going to have a quick run through the youth intake. We had a pretty good youth intake this year, it has to be said. Now you'll see some of the guys have already signed up on contracts. We've got a few down here who are remaining on trial, but I don't think I'm going to offer them anything. Now, you may have realized already I am a fan of bringing up youth players and bringing them through the team. That's why I named them in this way, what year they came through, and the ABC is just like how I rate their chances. Normally, I'll always sign the one that's recommended to me as the pick of the bunch by the head of youth development, and then I'll sign up a few others as well. And yeah, I'll tag these ones who I think are likely to feature in the team. So the standout guy was the central midfielder, Servet Şentürk. So I really like what I see here. I mean, look at that, 5-star potential, 1.5 stars current ability, and the mental stats I look for are there. Determination, teamwork, work rate, they're all high, and plenty of time for those to improve as well. I don't usually use a straight up central midfielder in my tactics. I do however use a ball winning midfielder, so that's something we're going to work on improving him in those areas in training. I mean, obviously physically, strength, but that's going to come with time as well. The only issue with him has been I tried to get Kamal Isa to tutor him, but Kamal Isa said he wasn't interested, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Then also this guy, another central midfielder, this time someone who can play a few different roles, advanced or deep line playmaker and Mazala. Those are all, well, deep line playmaker and Mazala, those are 2 roles that appear in my tactics. And again, decent determination at 10, then there's time for that to improve as well. Teamwork's not so great, but the work rate's there. And he looks to me like, yeah, he's got potential as well. Alright, in terms of transfers, I didn't splash out a lot. Like, we had that big windfall from the outs of Berke Inal and Steven Akpala. The only guy to come in was Pim van der Gen, who, you know, you saw come on as a sub in the last game. So even though he's only 18, he's already got 3-star current ability, potential for 5 stars. Deep line playmaker is his best role, and that's where we're most likely to use him. So I think there's a lot of potential here. Fairly determined as well, so, you know, it's all good. Anyway, on to today's match. So we are home to Bursaspor. We come into this in excellent form while they are inconsistent. We're heavy favourites. Let's hope we can live up to that. I'll just talk you through my team selection. So Hoff in goal, Özgün bringing Yusuf in, Mohamed Yusuf the Egyptian, Escobar and Ahmet. I'm sticking with the same midfield trio of Kajar, Isa and Samed. Holtman on the left wing. Fatih Turk comes in on the right wing. Did have a little issue with Evren Şengül in between games. He came and asked for an improved contract. My usual line with that is, we'll talk about it at the end of the season, but he didn't want to wait. Then I had to have a team meeting. There were like 8 or 9 players who were unhappy. I managed to sort that out, got all bar one of them to see my point of view, but then Evren Şengül went and talked to the press. He made it public and stuff, so he's benched for this game. Fatih Aktay's up front. Okay, so here we go. Bursaspor, a bit more attacking in their lineup than Galatasaray were, with a 4-2-3-1. But I'm pretty confident that this setup I've got, when we're at home, we're going to be favourites pretty much every time. Alright, so we can challenge them to pick up where they left off, and that's what I'm going to do. The other option would have been to, say, get revenge because Bursaspor beat us earlier this season. You just asked me this exact same question in the pre-match press conference. I don't know why you're asking it to me again. Yeah, Galatasaray have already played. They got a very good win, bounce-back win against third-place Konyaspor, which, you know, I was hoping that that was going to be a banana skin game for them, but unfortunately that was not the case. However, due to that fantastic goal difference we were able to open up with that 4-0 win, I think they won 2-0, so they're still second. Okay then. Oh, pretty poor clearance from Özgür, and it looks like this is going to be a Bursaspor highlight. Okay, the header goes wide. Alright, come on Gençler. Haydi Gençler. We need to see something better than this. Here we go, Ahmet. Oh, he's got a long throw available. He didn't use it today. And nothing came of that, but Kajar kind of slides in to get it. Alright, we're going to build patiently from the back, I think. No, we're not. Yusuf's going to launch one forward. And... oh, what did the defender do there? Holtman scores! Oh, what was that defender thinking there? We've got to have a look at that again in the replay. It was a bit of a lucky goal, but we'll take it. So, look, the defender, for some reason, I guess because he took a heavy first touch and he didn't want it to go out for a corner, and then Holtman hits it. The goalkeeper gets a touch onto the post, but it just trickles over the line. We'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah, bit of a mistake from the defender there. That's what my pacey wingers do. They terrorize defenses, literally. They terrorize defenses, and the fullbacks. It's like Gareth Bale against Maicon in that Tottenham Hotspur Inter Milan match from a few years ago, but on a weekly basis. Alright, Fatih there had a chance to put us 2-0 up, but he did not take it. Tell them to concentrate as we get into... here, get close to the break. Alright, nothing came of that Bursaspor free kick. Good. I mean, Bursaspor haven't been making a decent effort of it. So, you know, we've got to keep on top of this in the second half. So I'm going to go with the guard against complacency thing again. Who's looking stressed? Kamal Isa. You weren't that bad. And then he looks happy. Nothing much happening so far. Gerrit Holtman looks like he might have suffered a twisted knee, but he hasn't picked up a knock, so we'll leave him where he is for now. Corner to us. Samed takes it, knocks it in, and... oh, how did that not go in? Fatih with the strike. Bit of a scramble to clear it from Bursaspor. But okay, that's encouraging stuff. I'm a bit concerned that we don't have that many shots on target, and that has been the case in quite a few matches this season. Maybe we should be working the ball into the box or something like that. So I think it's time for a substitution. I'm going to take off Fatih Aktay. He's just not playing well. And we're going to take a risk by Hakan Gustafsson, who has had 2 long-term injuries this season. He's now fit again. We're going to give him a bit of a run out. And I think I'm going to bring on Gökhan Gül. Although he's normally a defender, I'm going to put him in for Kajar, because Kajar is 34 years old and he's got dodgy knees, I think. I'm not going to fiddle with the tactics because I've done that before and we've ended up conceding. So we're just going to make one final substitution, run down the clock a bit. Who's going to come on? I think I'm going to give Yusuf Hagi again. Okay, so nothing going on here. Bursaspor lose the ball. Good. Let's just keep it now. Holtman. Oh, Samed, come on. You had much more time than that. You had a guy next to you. You could have taken a touch, played him in, but it doesn't matter in the end. We've ground out a 1-0 win. We've made that a bit of a speciality this season. So got to be very happy with that. So the assistant manager says, tell them the performance was disappointing. I'm just going to say it was a good win. It was a good win. Like, we didn't wipe the floor with them, but you can't do that week in, week out. Alright then, so let's have a look where that leaves us in the table. Let's bring up the full table here. So, yes, we started the episode in second, just in second, and now we're clearly in first. And we've only got 6 games to go in the season, so, you know, we can start to think a bit optimistically here, I think. Let's have a look at the run-in now and see how this goes. So our bogey team goes Tepe. We did beat them in the home game this season, so hopefully that boginess has been cleaned up a bit, and we're going to continue our winning ways there. Then Sivasspor, who are struggling this season. Besiktas also out of form, not doing well. Malatyaspor haven't continued that early season form. Kayseri and Akhisarspor. Kayserispor are probably the highest ranked of those teams. No, Malatyaspor. So yeah, most of the teams. Besiktas are the toughest team we've got left. Most of the rest of the teams we're going to play are in the bottom half of the table. So that's pretty encouraging. Plus we've got the cup semi-final. We'll see how things go. If it looks at any point like there might be a title deciding match, I'll come back and record that for a next episode. If it goes down to the final game of the season, then we'll hopefully have a cup final and the final game of the season, which would make for a dramatic episode, I'm pretty sure. But for now, that's it for today. So thank you very much for watching. Please hit that like button, Fenerbahce, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm Dodgy Gamer. Görüşürüz. I'll see you again soon.